Welcome to Jornada del Muerto, where the Albuquerque Adams are undefeated at home since joining the SFL. 12-0 all time. It has been an impenetrable place to play. Sin City is the opponent coming in, familiar with this place. They lost here in week 1 to start the season. Welcome everyone, alongside Eddie Gage and Ron Haynes. Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine, and this is the start of the Season 24 playoffs wild card weekend. Good afternoon, Charles. We can't wait for this one. We just saw Sin City on Monday, a short turnaround to try and pull a first-round upset.
Yeah, but they're clearly on fire. They played great last game, both sides of the ball. I think this game's going to be probably one, in my opinion, it's going to be one of the close, our prediction, it's going to be one of the closest games for the wild card weekend. I'm thinking it's going to be a field goal. And I honestly think that the Adams are going to have their hands full, just trying to stop that run. And on the other side, the Samurai are going to have a hard time trying to pin down Marion. But what we talked about in the booth is that I think the secret weapon for both teams is going to be the use of their tight ends. If they can effectively do that, I think they have a good chance of winning.
Albuquerque has kicked it. We are underway. Sin City's going to get the ball first. They are in their all whites today. The kneel down taken by Shea Carroll. Their quarterback, Charles, is Scar Patterson, who's been playing some of his best football over the last month of the season.
Definitely. And we were talking, again, more conversation pre-game, and his QBR the last 5 games is almost 20 points higher than his season.
Israel Adams goes in motion to start us off. Albuquerque's defense standing pat. 4-man rush. Scar Patterson going to start with a pass. That is caught. A 4-yard pickup. That is a reception for Talon Steele in his 8th season, 2nd and 6.
More of the same going for Scar Patterson from last week. What we saw last week, and throwing it into the bread box regularly, very accurate. He's always had zip on the ball, but making quick, decisive decisions.
Hand off, and that is a 5-yard pickup. And look at this. Bob Lung at the fullback spot gets the handoff to set up a 3rd down and 1. A little wrinkle from the Samurai.
Yeah, we'll probably see wrinkles on both sides of the ball. And, I wouldn't go too heavy on the wrinkles, just kind of stick with what brought you here. But, hey, it's always good to see something new.
That's Lung's first carry of the season. 3rd down and 1 here for the Samurai. And Patterson takes it himself, but he is short. Thrown backwards by William Patterson just before the sticks.
Patterson hits Patterson, and not the best thing to do. I mean, from a spot standpoint, they're going to challenge it, but man, that the middle of the line for the Adams, they are stout, man. You're really rolling the dice trying to sneak one on them.
So we'll have a challenge here. Retroactive look at the play brought to you by Retroid. At first glance, Charles, I didn't think he got it.
Yeah, there's a better angle. He might have just brushed it for a millisecond. Even in slow motion, it's hard to tell.
Here's the call. It stands. So interesting out of Sin City on their opening drive. They hand the ball off to Bob Lung and Scar Patterson, not Robert Johnson or Logan Lee. They'll have to punt.
Yeah, not the best way to start the game on the road against the Adams, but I think they've got plenty in the tank there, plenty in the book to throw at them next time they get the ball.
Sin City will punt it away just like that. It's up to the Samurai defense. This is Kyle Finnemore on the return up to the 36-yard line. And for Albuquerque, the offense stops and starts with Kay Marion, who's having an explosive season.
It's just outstanding. I mean, fastest on the field, best hands on the field, great route runner, short, middle, deep, whatever you want to do. Just throw it up in her direction, and she's going to grab it.
Split backs to start. Cyrus Jive is the quarterback for Albuquerque. 8th in the league in completion percentage. Has only been sacked 17 times, 10th fewest in the league. And we have an injury on the first play. That's Gary Clem, the 9th season outside linebacker, 3-time All-Star, is down.
That's going to hurt. He's a disruptor on the field. I mean, he's got 3 forced fumbles, a ton of tackles, a couple sacks. He's leads the league, as a matter of fact, in forced fumbles. So you take that off the field, there's really a big hole to fill.
The handoff to Williams went for just one. Jason Williams is 8th in the SFL in carries this season with 212. Second in rushing touchdowns with 11 on the season. 2nd down and 9 for Albuquerque with 2 in the backfield. This is Jive dropping back to throw and dumping it off to Williams out of the backfield. He got a few. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Albuquerque.
I don't hate that play. I love it when they get especially early in the game, getting the backside of the field involved in the passing game. Builds confidence for all of the offense, but most particularly the quarterback gets some confidence going as well.
Jason and Justin Williams combined for 36 receptions on the season, so Albuquerque not afraid to dump it off about 3 times a game to their backside of the backfield. A 3rd down and 5 coming up here. Jive will throw. Fire down the field. That pass is overthrown. Looking for Wall. There was some tight coverage, and nearly getting an interception was Bo Martin Jr. 3 and out for Albuquerque.
Yeah, that was an early Christmas present for Bo Martin with wrapping and a candy cane on it. And man, in a playoff game like that, got to grab onto that one. He's not. If that comes in his direction like that again, I don't think it's going to hit the deck.
Are candy canes overrated or underrated, Charles?
Well, now that I'm older, I think they're overrated. When I was a kid, they were the bomb.
Ditto. Return up to the 20-yard line. Sin City's offense includes Scar Patterson, Robert Johnson, Logan Lee, and Bill Cherry in the backfield, and maybe even a little of Bob Lung as well. Israel Adams, Al Dillapre Sr., Bob Lung, and Shea Carroll at wide receivers. The tight end is Talon Steele. On the line, look out for tackle Jackson Burrito, number 70. Tackle Kiara Cool, number 71. And guard Adam Chance, number 50. Samurai's second possession starts at the colored lines. 4 receivers, 3 to the short side left. Patterson against 5-man rush is complete. Al Dillapre Sr.'s got a 1st down.
That was a great route for Dillapre, but also what I liked on that particular play is there were different levels for the quarterback to pick. You saw a short route on the sidelines, and then you saw a crossing route as well. So plenty of options for Scar, and also made a little confusing for the coverage for Albuquerque to try and man up.
They flip the formation here, now far side right. Patterson's changing the play while Albuquerque send their linebacker again. Adams goes in motion. Now it's a 2-by-2 look. Sin City staying patient. They have the first move of the sticks of the day. And the first handoff to Logan Lee of the afternoon gets 5. This Albuquerque defense led up front by Chris Porter, Leo Jefferson, Neil Rivers, and Joshua Williams. The linebackers, Seth Berlin, Keenan Samuels, William Patterson. And the secondary features Amar Bryant Jr. and Daniel Valentine at corner, TJ Frosty, Jack Napier, and Bryant James at safety. Robert Johnson with an early spin, breaks a tackle, can't get away. Albuquerque's got 2 or 3 flying to the football. Valentine on the stop.
Yeah, that's the closing speed of the Adams defense is apparent, especially on that play. Took a couple people to bring them down, but man, they converged and they didn't give up and was able to stop them from a big gain.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. This is Carroll in motion. Carroll kind of a quiet season, just 9 receptions, no touchdowns. Handoff on a draw. Logan Lee did not get there. Stopped by Samuels. 4th down.
That's impressive by Samuels. He was reading the play and didn't drop too deep. Had an option of a read option, either drop back in coverage or read the run on the line, and was able to shut it down.
3 drives, 3 punts so far. Finnemore back deep to return. And Albuquerque ever so slightly, I suppose, winning the field position game. They'll start their second drive from the 23. It's playoff football, Charles.
Definitely, and this is what you want to see. I mean, I think it's kind of a chess game here, a chess match, at the beginning here in the first quarter. But I think we're gonna see some things open up here, later in the first and second quarter.
Albuquerque a perfect 12-0 at home since joining the SFL from the minors. Jason Williams on the carry will get 6. These 2 franchises have a lot of connections Charles. Albuquerque has former players like Chris Porter and Max Van Linge on their staff. They also have former Canton Classic Neil Rivers, Rob Ems on the squad as well. These two very familiar with each other. In motion is Marion, who does not have a catch here at the start of this one. This is Justin Williams' first down run as Albuquerque mixes in the fullback early on.
I mean, Sin City showed a 3-down line, and they were kind of relying on the speed and strength of their backers to bring it down. But, man, between either of the Williams running out of the backfield, that's a lot of power you have to stop.
Justin Williams, 27th carry of the season, doesn't get a ton of looks, but got a good look there. Jason Williams gets 7, and early on, I'm impressed, Charles, with some of the running lanes that Albuquerque has opened up. This Sin City team is tough to run on.
Definitely tough to run on, but they've got some big big folks there on the offensive line for the Adams, and so far, like you said, they've been having their way with the defensive line of Sin City.
Albuquerque, the 12th best rushing offense. Sin City, the 9th best rushing defense in terms of yards. Justin Williams lost the ball. It's picked up by Sin City. Charles, we were just talking about this.
Oh, no. They haven't none of the halfbacks or fullbacks have fumbled for Albuquerque this season, and this is the first one, and we were talking about it in the booth before the game, and man, Cam said it. It's all on him.
Eddie Gage in pregame, he said, y'all, I'll put us both in there, to be fair. Y'all just jinxed him by talking about this. And that's a monster fumble by Justin Williams early on. The first fumble out of the Albuquerque backfield all season outside of Cyrus Jive. So now Sin City's got the ball on the Adam 48-yard line. Play action rollout for Scar Patterson. Fires down the field. That's intercepted! Right back into Albuquerque's waiting arms, Amar Bryant Jr.
I mean, Amar Bryant Jr. didn't have to do a heck of a lot on coverage there. Just, maintain some discipline. And Scar did not make a great pass. That was very unlike Scar in the last couple games.
And they were looking for Carroll in his 13th season and just unable to come down with it. Shea Carroll, I mean, he's a playoff staple. I remember some of his times in the Dallas days. This guy can definitely step up for you, but this time it's Amar Bryant Jr. Now on a 1st down and 10, dump off to Jason Williams, who'll get 6 right next to the head coach of the Sin City Samurai, 2nd and 4.
I love it how and I said it before, I love it how they're getting the halfbacks involved in the passing game. It's so crisp. Drive just steps back there, knows what he's going to do, does a perfect lead pass to the back to set him up for a good run after catch.
4 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. Handoff, Justin Williams. I love the confidence there. Get it right back to him. Or check that. That's Taylor, 3rd and short coming up.
I would, keep running it. Why not? I mean, they've been showing a lot of success in those power run plays.
3rd down inches. Albuquerque is 0 for 1 so far on 3rd down, and Jason Williams does just enough to keep the chains moving. And it's almost, Charles, like both of these teams were planning for the other team to stop what they're good at. We haven't seen a ton of Logan Lee or K. Marion in the first quarter.
Exactly, and another compliment to the offensive line for Albuquerque. Great blocking up front.
Cyrus Jive's pass is complete. That's Jack Wall, 1st down to the Sin City 47-yard line. And speaking of that offensive line up front for Albuquerque, keep an eye on Queen Porter, the tackle number 56, Max Van Linge, the tackle number 71, Jarian Jones, the guard at wearing number 60, and then Leah Williams, the guard, wearing number 70. Albuquerque's got Jive, the Williams brothers, in the backfield. Kyle Finnemore, Clarence Lee, Marion at wide receiver, and Wall at the tight end. A combined 12 all-star appearances out of this offense all time. Jason Williams leaves the backfield and is now, got jammed up by Rockefeller at the line, and then Cyrus Jive takes a near immediate sack. That's Gary Clem back in the game.
That's great great to have Clem back out there. But Cam, last game Rockefeller had a sack. This is his second sack of the season. I think that's another wrinkle we've seen late in the season by Sin City is get the free safety blitzes going.
And motioning Williams out of the backfield hurt Jive on that play pretty badly as that one is hauled into the 29-yard line. There she is, Kay Marion with her first grab of the day, and now Albuquerque's your first team in scoring position in the quarter.
I think that the Adams are going to need to, maybe not all passing plays, but the majority of those plays, they need to think about doing those quick drop back passes, and I think that would be Edley going up against, throwing those passes up against walls because he's such a great route runner and can get some separation from those linebackers.
Sin City, 22 sacks this season. That's 7th in the SFL. Williams near the red zone. Albuquerque, 21 sacks. That's 8th most, including the number 1 sacker in the SFL, Chris Porter, who's got 10 this season.
I like the way Albuquerque's mixing it up in their playbook, keeping the defensive Sin City guessing.
Yeah, I agree. It's been an impressive first quarter here. Now they'll send Taylor out of the backfield, 2nd down and 4. Spread out wide. They are bunched up right in the trenches, and Kyle Finnemore takes the carry to set up a 3rd down and 1. Both teams taking a little risk, getting these wide receivers involved in the backfield. So far, so good. 3rd and 1.
I'm not sure how risky it is or tricky it is sending Taylor out on a pass as opposed to either the Williams.
Jason Williams gets to the 12, and Eddie Gage points out that's the first carry for Kyle Finnemore since their 2-game suspension from earlier this season for going over that carry limit. 1st down.
That just, right now the Sin City defense is on their heels, trying to find a way to stop this Albuquerque Adams offensive squad from just moving down the field at will.
Play fake, risky play, and that pass a little bit overthrown to Finnemore. I love the design, but man, you got to have some guts to call that down here in the red zone.
You got to have some guts, Cam, but if the lead passer, your primary option is deep, you got to have some help out short. So if he sees him cover, he's got someone to dump off to. I didn't really see that in the routes.
2nd and 10, Jive dropping a throw, fires into the end zone, pass caught, Kay Marion, touchdown, Albuquerque.
That was an amazing lead pass by Jive. It's right in front of the arms of Marion, in the end zone. It looked like 2 defenders were on him.
Get another look at it. Got pressed, and Rockefeller was kind of chasing from the backside, but at the end of the day, Pearson unable to hang. Albuquerque's got the touchdown, and that is number 5 for Marion this season.
They tried to bump her, tried to get physical, and she wasn't having any part of it, and just kind of threw the defender off to the side and just went on with the route.
Extra point is good. 11 play, 70-yard drive. Perfectly done from our stats truck. 3:57 off the clock here in this first quarter, and it is the Adams on a very cloudy day. We actually had some snow earlier this morning, if you can believe that. It's kind of wild here in Albuquerque, but a cloudy day in the 40s, a little chilly, but perfect playoff football weather as Carroll takes a knee.
What's the wind like, Cam?
Not too bad, not too shabby, but it's not nothing.
It might, because that might play, if it's high, it might play a part here.
So Patterson back to work with Logan Lee sidecar right. Nickel look out of Albuquerque. They'll hand it off to Logan Lee, and everybody rushes to the ball carrier. Lee gets 4.
It seems to me, it could just be me, but it looks like Sin City in their play selection so far, they've been trying to, make it a little more nuanced. Whereas, kind of getting away from what brought them here, just the, in-your-face runs up the middle and off tackle.
2nd and 6, hand off Robert Johnson, and not much room there for Robert Johnson. We'll put the onus back on Scar Patterson when we get back from our quarter break. End of the first quarter here in New Mexico, where Albuquerque's trying to win their first ever SFL playoff game. They're up 7-0. Alongside Eddie Gage, Ron Haynes, Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Albuquerque made the playoffs last season, but lost in the first round to Carolina. That was a road game. This is their first home playoff game. They are 12-0 in 2 seasons of SFL competition in this building. Scar Patterson back to pass, fires complete to Al Dillapre for the first down around the 40.
Al Dillapre's Mr. Reliable for Scar Patterson, especially on those mid to long range routes. I mean, he's very dependable. We saw it last game as well. And I was going to say on that the last time they ran a rollout, they threw an interception. But as he was doing the rollout, I was thinking, man, Vin City is really good at running those play action plays. They set up their quarterback nicely on the edge.
Another interesting thing about this matchup is that both teams' leading receivers, Al Dillapre Sr. and Kay Marion, were both former Sioux Falls Sparrows. They've been in the league a long time and used to be teammates. Patterson's pass is caught by Israel Adams, who takes a shot to the ribs but hangs on for the first down.
That was a big playoff catch. Not too sexy, but physical. He got the hit, held onto it. Just barely got past the two defenders, and Scar set him up perfectly. I mean, well, you know, not to your wide receiver from getting injured, but you know, it's playoffs. You have to move the ball. It doesn't matter.
Israel Adams, another guy that's been around, 7th season in the SFL, is first with Sin City. Draw play, Robert Johnson. Albuquerque wasn't ready for that. All the way up to the Adam 32-yard line.
Huge. That was a great draw play. Nice setup by Scar as well to throw the defense off.
This is the best drive of the day for Sin City, no question about that. I think it's Israel Adams' first playoff game in 7 seasons of the league. I'll have to maybe he can tell us in the chat, but I'm pretty sure that's correct, as Logan Lee picks up 5 yards. You know, it's just such a great time this time of year, Charles, because, you know, a lot of people are experiencing the chase for a championship for the first time.
And it's fun. I mean, I've been there a couple times, and it's so exciting. Locker room, just the energy in the locker room. It's my favorite part of the SFL.
Johnson doesn't get much there. Bryant James stops him right at the line of scrimmage. So an important 3rd and 5 coming up for Sin City. They are 1 of 4 to start the game.
Just do a short drop back. Don't go too deep.
2-by-2 for Scar against a 4-man rush. Patterson's pass is caught in traffic. Shea Carroll steps up with the shimmy and a first down.
13 seasons, and he is playing like he's right out of a fresh young stud coming out of the minor league. Man, he's catching it when you throw it to him. Doesn't get a lot of action, but man, he's reliable when you need him in a big play. Just throw it to Carroll.
The only skill player that has not touched the ball in this first half for Sin City is Bill Cherry. Otherwise, every single player has had a reception or a carry. 7:18 to go in the first half. Another draw to Robert Johnson, who's going to drag Samuels for a few yards down to the 6.
Yeah, they got to be careful not going to the well too much on that, because Albuquerque defense has high football IQ, and they'll start expecting that and shut it down.
And no, play fake. Patterson sacked. Neil Rivers was not fooled. 3rd and goal.
That's 325 pounds. And you straight up right there. You know, Scar's a tough one, but you can only take a couple of shots like that in a game.
It looked like Patterson's first read may have been covered up there. It looked like a quick strike, and then didn't know where else to go with the football. 3rd down and goal at the 8-yard line. Lung goes in motion. Roll out, weak side. Patterson hit as he threw. Picked off by Neil Rivers. The ball pops out of Scar's hand, and the big fella makes an interception.
2 plays in a row, he's had his fist involved, either punching the quarterback or punching the ball into his chest. That's amazing.
Neil Rivers' 2nd career interception, and that one was just a total gift because he wasn't really even in a position where you would typically get an interception as a D lineman. That ball just ricocheted off of Scar Patterson's hands, or out of his hands, I should say, right into the breadbasket of Neil Rivers. What alertness, as Williams doesn't get much on the first play of this drive. Gronick with the stop.
I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to, maybe to throw a deep pass there. They kind of got him on their heels. See if you could, rile them up a little bit and then go back to your run game. But, nonetheless, the defense of Albuquerque is just playing out of their socks so far today.
Jive to throw, and that one was underthrown. Looking for Marion. Kanye Rockefeller with the knockdown. And at least early on, Charles, it does look like Sin City has better prepared to stop Kay Marion. She torched them in week 1.
Definitely. It's still early, though. I mean, but yeah, so far, with the exception of that one play, maybe 2 plays, she's been pretty wide open with a great route running.
3rd down and long for Jive. 4-man rush. That's it. Everyone drops back in coverage. Jive trying to find the open receiver, and he was definitely not open. Kyle Fenimore blanketed very close to PI.
It was on him like an electric blanket. I think you could have taken a look at that if you wanted to.
Yeah,
a lot of physicality.
Some really tight coverage there from Sin City, but that's what you expect out of the Samurai. And off that Neil Rivers interception, Albuquerque goes 3 and out. Punting out of their own end zone is Buzz Killington in his 2nd season. Pretty decent kick. Oh, but Shea Carroll gets the face mask pulled. Which variety? Just an incidental.
Yeah, the defense of Sin City, they rose up to the occasion. They got their team out of a bad spot, responded to that turnover. Now they get the ball back, so they can kind of shake it off, and Scar can do what he does best.
5:36 to go in the first half. Some updated team numbers. Sin City at 106, but both teams with 5 first downs. Both teams staying balanced in the run and the pass game. Scar is 5 of 7 for 70 yards so far. Dilpree's got the most yards of the skill positions with 32. For Albuquerque, the leading tackler right now is Patterson, Samuels, and Bryant, each with 3 solos apiece. Logan Lee gets his best run of the day for 8.
To my point earlier, if they just stick to the bread and butter, I think they'll be fine. The runs up the middle, off tackle, and nothing too crazy from a passing standpoint.
5:12 remaining in the first half. Israel Adams goes in motion. Heavier look for Albuquerque's D. Got 8 in the box at the moment. Single high handoff to Bob Lung, picking up a couple and a first down.
Yep, but the wrinkle is showing itself again.
It's interesting, right? I mean, you wonder why Bob Lung. What's the strategy? It's worked so far, though. They picked up a couple first downs. The mind of a coach, Charles, always fascinating, especially in the playoffs. Handoff, Logan Lee got 5 down to the Albuquerque 31-yard line. Sin City very content to play this style of game, Charles.
I would love to see what Sin City averages on their running plays on first down. I think it's 5. It seems like every time they run on first down, it's 5 yards.
Yeah, and you take that 10 out of 10 times. Play fake, Scar gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. The Talon steal, but Albuquerque's not really giving him a lot of time in there. They're not necessarily selling out on that run.
They're just so fast, and they get through the pocket so quickly. You got to get rid of the ball quick, or you got to force them, spread their coverage out.
2-by-2 again here on 3rd down. And the Samurai keep the drive alive. Taking their time. Patterson back to throw. It is broken up. Knocked away by Daniel Valentine, looking for Bob Lung. It's 4th down and a long field goal coming up.
Yeah, that was good coverage. Very good coverage by Valentine.
Charles Franz, 28 of 29, a long of 50 this season. This is from 49 yards away to get Sin City on the board. The snap is down. It's looking right, and he missed it. No good. Just his second miss of the season, and that one wasn't even close, Charles.
And it wasn't the wind either, because it looked like it went pretty straight off his foot to the right. So yeah, that was just bad aim.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't really look like there was much wind on that. It just started right, and it never gave way. The shutout remains.
Straighter kick, he probably could have made it from 53.
Hey, look at Mark Lopez coming in with a bonus stat. Sin City averaging 6.1 yards on 7 first down runs so far today. You were right on it, Charles. Jive back to pass. Oh, Jack Wall. Stop it. What a ridiculous catch in between double coverage.
Mark, can you get me the entire season for first downs, please? Thank you. That's not what we asked for, Mark.
We'll be back with you in 7 business days. 3:40 to go in the first half. Albuquerque back in Sin City territory. Marion goes in motion. She is not followed. Jive, 4-man rush to Wall. First down to the 32-yard line, and Cyrus Jive starting ever so slightly to pick Sin City apart.
I'm telling you, you got to keep feeding Jack Wall. I mean, we've all given accolades, to Marion, but Jack Wall, I think, can be the linchpin of this offense tonight.
There's Jive in the last 10, 7 of 11 overall in the game, but the last 10, 6 for 10, touchdown, no picks, and the last 5 completions all over 10 yards. Marion again in motion. Pulls Lacey over out on the wide side. Jive fires. Finnemore could not hold on.
That would have been a heck of a catch. I mean, he ran right into the mosh pit, and I'm surprised he was able to stand up.
The Sin City defense, man, they can hit. They got some bruisers out there. They give up just 18.7 points per game. Albuquerque gives up just 18.5 points per game. So it's no surprise this game is pretty low scoring in the first half. Jack Wall gets his 4th catch, and he is owning Sin City on this drive.
I keep feeding it to Jack. I mean, great route runner. You try and put a linebacker on him, it's going to, even the likes of Gary Clem. I mean, you saw that separation between Clem and Wall on that play.
2:25 left to go in the first half. This is the 5th play of the Albuquerque drive. They got the ball with 4 minutes to go after the 49-yard missed field goal. Jive to throw. Jive is in trouble, and a couple of times Evan Lacey almost had it, and Mike All was pushing a lineman right into the face of Jive.
Yeah, I mean, he could smell his cologne. He was so close to him, and it just got rid of it the last second. Wasn't the best. I mean, he had to throw it under duress, and I don't think it was the best throw he could have done in that situation. But, I mean, it was the best he could have done in that situation, almost getting laid out by All.
Sin City's had a couple opportunities at picks. They have been unable to bring them down. Now Jive's going to take off and run. Jive does not slide, pushes forward, and nearly got the first down as we hit the 2-minute warning. Sin City nothing, Albuquerque 7. It's playoff time, and you can tell. Now we got a booth review. We'll take a look at this. Charles, I don't think it's 3rd and 1, but I didn't think he got it.
No, I don't think he did either, but he was kind of showing off, lowering his shoulder like that. That's kind of dangerous when you see a quarterback putting his shoulder, in the feeding trough like that. That could be devastating.
It's across the line, but I don't think it was across the marker. Let's get the call. It's overturned now. Where are they going to put it? Yep, challenge 1. So it is 3rd and inches. I
mean, it's not. It didn't have any options on that play, so I wouldn't get too angry that you didn't get the first down on that one. I mean, your quarterback did something special on that play.
Yeah,
put you in a better position.
he did everything he could, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
3rd and short. Sin City looking for a stop. Hand off. Jason Williams is picked up and thrown down, and there's another injury. That is Jarian Jones in his 2nd season. That is huge up front against this Sin City defensive line.
Yeah, that is staple in the middle there and reliable on the run blocking. And whoever comes in, if it's Willis or I think it's probably Donald Willis, expecting a lot to try and fill the shoes of at guard.
We already saw Gary Clem come back in the game for Sin City. Now it's 1st and goal for Albuquerque without their starting guard. Split backs in the backfield. Job going to throw, and it's pressure. Football. The ball is loose, and Sin City picks it up. Oh, that's going to be close. Lacey eventually got a hand on it, but whacking the quarterback up front was Kevin Brackett.
What was Jason Williams thinking? It was like he was frozen there for about 2 seconds, enough time for the defense to close on the ball.
I think he must have just thought it was an incomplete pass, and looking at the replay, it did look like the ball went backwards because Kevin Brackett absolutely crushed Cyrus Shive in the backfield. That is the 2nd forced fumble for Brackett this season, the 7th for Sin City. They are 3rd best in the league at forcing fumbles. Bob Lung gets his 3rd carry for 5 yards.
I mean, these defenses, we've seen some huge hits and some huge turnover plays here. The interception, by, was that Neil Rivers got that interception, and then the hit on that last play. It's just amazing.
2nd and 5. Sin City's in the give-up zone here, so don't expect them to get too overly aggressive because they don't want to give Albuquerque a ton of time in good field position. That was Samuels on the stop, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I mean, be conservative here on this play. If you don't get it, just punt it and let your defense try and keep them from putting points on the board.
The 6th tackle of the day for Samuels. Patterson going to try to throw for the 1st down. He completes it to Talon Steele to the 21-yard line, and that will almost assure that Albuquerque will not get the ball back here in the 2nd quarter.
There's a nice route run by Steele, a nice flashy catch.
Steele's got 2, Dillapree's got 2, Carroll's got 1, and Adams has 1. Patterson 6 of 10, but 2 picks in the first half. Hand off to Logan Lee. Only got a yard, but all Sin City wants to do right now is make sure they're only down 7 at the break.
Yeah, and then look at look at on the field what happened and see what kind of adjustments you need to make. You don't want to make a mistake here and put you deeper in the hole, like you said.
It's a far cry from a 44-24 Week 1 win for Albuquerque. Patterson is sacked. Neil Rivers again.
Wow. He's been dominating tonight, Cam. Somebody's got to put an extra block or a fullback or a tight end coming across just to help out your quarterback. It's getting pummeled by Rivers.
Neil Rivers' 2nd sack today. And that is only the 3rd time in the 4K23 era that Neil Rivers has had 2 sacks in a game. He's going for a career high in the 2nd half. What an outstanding first half of play, Charles. This is playoff football. Albuquerque leads 7-0.
I think what we've seen is both defenses just turning it up, and the offenses have not been able to counter. I mean, Albuquerque was able to put some points on the board with that very solid drive, mixing it up between run and pass. But they haven't had, either team hasn't been able to have sustained drives, and just defenses have been so tenacious tonight. I think they're going to have to figure out a way to tweak both of their offenses to get some sustained drives and points on the board.
Our first half player is Neil Rivers. Why not? 3 tackles, 2 sacks, a pick. Yeah, absolutely everywhere. Let's take a halftime break presented by Brakes GPT, and we'll come back for the second half.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
break into the world of sports memorabilia, collecting with Breaks GPT. Featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more, Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, BreaksGPT.com. Start of the second half, and it is Albuquerque up 7-0 with the football. Clarence Lee on the return to the 30.
Cyrus Jive didn't have that bad of a first half. I mean, probably wanted to have a little higher on the completion percentage. Didn't make any mistakes. Looked like he spread the ball around a bit, mostly, to his Finnemore, Marion, and Wall, pretty much all three of their four wide receivers. Just needs to keep that up and get that running game going a little bit more.
Finnemore goes in motion. And off to Jason Williams, and not much there, just a pickup of 2. Kevin Brackett, who had that monster hit on Jive to keep Sin City in a one-score game, makes the tackle.
Yeah, Kevin Brackett, is reliable there at that outside linebacker spot. I think they're trying to keep the ball away from him.
Jive against pressure, fires to Jack Wall, that is caught. You said in pregame, they better not put a linebacker on him. And that time it was a strong safety, J.J. Bailey.
Well, I think the key is, he's a decent deep route runner, but where he really excels is in the short to medium routes as a tight end with that separation. You got to get the ball out to him quickly where he has that 2-3 step separation from the linebacker right before the additional help is able to close in the gap and have, you got two men trying to cover him. 5
catches for 70 yards for Wall today. Williams gets another carry, 2nd and 4.
I like the way they're moving it so far here in this series. And the offensive line has been, they've had some stretches there in the first half where they've been blocking really well. Just need to keep that up against the Sin City defensive line.
5 catches for Wall. That's the most since October 20th of last year when he had 7. That's Taylor on the carry. The one question that Albuquerque has in their backfield is they just don't have a lot of depth there, Charles, and we've seen Taylor get a few carries in some big moments so far today.
That's true, but it looks like the key is to kind of mix it up a little bit, and it looks like they've been doing that so their halfback and fullback can get a rest.
3rd and 5. Wall goes in motion. Jive looking for someone to get open and tried to dump it off to Finnemore, who's really been blanketed all day. That's the 4th target to Kyle, has brought none of them in, and Sin City's defense gets a stop.
Anytime I see a play take that long to develop, if the quarterback doesn't run it, it's normally going to be an incompletion or an interception, because that secondary of Sin City just has enough time to close it up and lock in.
Fair catch called for at the 18-yard line. That's where Scar Patterson will start with it. 6 of 10 for 77 yards in the first half. Logan Lee, 8 carries for 32 yards through the first 2 quarters.
You could argue, they've had what, 13, 19 attempts at running compared to 10 attempts at passing. I think that's a pretty decent mix. You need to stick to it, but just kind of go a little bit more meat and bread. Don't try and get too fancy.
Logan Lee gets 6, and that's as simple as it gets up front.
They're good at it. They're so. They can put on a college course on how to run block either inside or outside, and just right here.
Handoff, Johnson, and he's going to be short. Combo stop by James and Patterson. Keenan Samuels is their leading tackler today with 9 total. 3rd down.
Yep, we've got a bunch of different options here, Cam. But we've seen on these 3rd down situations, they try and get a little fancy with the draw or the play action. Just stay simple.
Handoff, Bob Lung got the 1st down. And you could see Albuquerque had 6 down linemen, Charles, but I was looking at that middle thinking, I don't know. There looked like there were some gaps, and Lung's got his 4th carry.
Bob Lung's getting a lot of touches. I think Johnson and Lee are probably going to have a heart-to-heart with him on the sidelines.
6:42 to go in the third quarter. Sin City staying patient. Dumps that one off over the middle. That's Carroll getting 6 on the play. Wrapped up by Frosty.
It's a great play. I love those, especially on first down, those short routes across the middle, those drag routes. They, you don't see them a ton in the SFL, but I think they're very effective.
2nd and 4. 4-3 look out of Albuquerque. Handoff to Logan Lee. Got a first down. Great blocking in the trenches from the Samurai. 1st and 10.
Definitely great blocking. When the running back goes through the lane and is pretty much standing almost straight up, you know that's some good blocking. Didn't have to lower himself, have to do any dipsy-do or anything. Just ran straight through.
Man, Charles, I love this. I mean, this is playoff football. The chess match is in the 8th dimension, it feels like at this point. Draw to Robert Johnson, pushed backwards by Joshua Williams and company, a 2-yard gain. But Sin City is just more than fine taking this entire third quarter.
It's like I'm kind of holding my breath, waiting for the next big hit.
You're just waiting for the game to turn on its head. 2nd down, halfway through the third. 8 in the box for Albuquerque. They'll send Dillapre in motion. Toss, first one of the game. Logan Lee could not get a block from Adams off the edge, will force a 3rd down.
I know they've been scheming against that all week. I mean, you have to, because that's a staple in the offensive bag for Sin City.
4 of 9 on 3rd down for the Samurai today. Patterson drops to throw into the shade, caught by Adams. 1st down to the Albuquerque 35.
Every time Adams has been targeted, he's come up big, and that was a great route and a great pass by Scar. Threw it to him right between the zone defense. Had a small window to get it in there. You could see right when he caught the ball, he was getting hit by the safety. So smart play by Scar, and great way to hold on to the ball.
This game, from a statistics perspective, basically even. 1st down, 4:25 to go in the third quarter. Sin City knocking on the door of scoring position. Scar Patterson on a play-action rollout, wide open. Bob Lung down to the 14.
Bob Lung's doing everything. Backfield, running it, on some great short routes, mid to deep routes, and you saw it on that one. Was wide open, found his place in the seam, the zone coverage, and another quick read or good read there by Scar with a great pass as well.
That's Lung's first catch. It goes for 21. His receivers today have 33, 32, 21, 23, and 11 yards. Under 4 to play in the third. Everybody's getting a piece of the pie for the Samurai today, but now they're trying to get points. Patterson's pass is incomplete. Brian James could not hang on to it. He had a shot at the 1.
Bob Lung ran in there, and I think he broke it up.
What a heads-up play. Saw that James was about to pick it off and just went over to hit somebody.
Yep.
Being a defender. 2nd and 10. Straight back, Patterson. Patterson fires in zone, and Brian James was there again. He knocked it away, but can't come up with it.
I mean, you kind of scratch your head going to the end zone, time after time. You've got some horses. You can, shorten the distance between you and the goal line. They were going for the money on those last 2 plays, and now, what are they going to do? Are they going to try and roll the dice again?
3rd down and 10. 2 by 2. They've been in this look all day on 3rd down. Carroll goes in motion, followed by James. Patterson to throw. Patterson back corner and overthrew the intended target so badly I couldn't even tell you who it was.
And that was a that was a fast pass. There's a lot. I'd love to have somebody clock the speed of that throw. That was good. I mean, if it hit somebody, they probably would have lost a limb.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully it hit the wall back there and not somebody in the first row. You know, somebody not paying attention on their phone or something.
Corn dog salesman.
30-yard kick for Charles Franz. Missed the first. Got the second. And Sin City's on the board. 3:41 to go in the third. A 13-play, 70-yard drive takes 4:15 off the clock.
I mean, this is a boxing match between two well-coached and well-built teams. They're just slugging it out, and the last man standing. Again, I think we're going to be looking at a 3-point win here.
Adams up 4. We are definitely not hitting the over-under of 42.5 today, unless something really took a turn. Clarence Lee on the return to the 22-yard line. And that was Zach Hamburger, Charles.
Oh, mackerel. That was nice.
Flying down the field. Cyrus Jive, 9 of 17, 116 yards, a touchdown, no picks. 5 of those passes caught by Jack Wall. Merriam with just 2 for 35. Jive firing deep. Wall dropped it.
Jack Wall had it in his mitts. It was a great play right between the zone coverage. And, I mean, it looked like he was just, in the seam route. And he should, by all rights, should have had that ball. I mean, that's one all the Albuquerque team wishes they had another shot at.
Second down, 10. Dump off to Justin Williams. Got 2, but it's 3rd and 8.
I mean, I like the fact that they're not moving a lot on this series, but I do like the fact they're doing those quick drops, not giving time for that Cincinnati defense to pass the blocking.
3:08 to go in the third. Jive is hit and sacked. Mike All with the takedown.
I mean, they are so aggressive and fast. You got to get rid of that ball quick. And Mike All just had his way with the guard on that one. The guard didn't even barely touched him. The tackle.
And still, I believe, Jarian Jones, actually, we did look at the injury report. A calf issue, is out for the game, so Albuquerque a little bit light up front, as Shea Carroll's going to have a lot of room to return this one up to the 44-yard line.
These defenses tonight, Cam, have been on fire, and I think we're seeing a little bit more fire in this second half from Sin City.
At the Sin City 44-yard line, the Samurai are down just 4. Patterson's pass tipped in the air again and cannot get it. Daniel Valentine.
Oh, man. How many plays have we seen tonight where the ball goes up and you think it's going to be an interception? In the playoffs, man, you gotta capitalize on those opportunities.
4 at least. And how about it's unbelievable. We'll get to Mark Lopez's note in a minute. Patterson straight back, checks it off to Logan Lee, who breaks a tackle. Logan Lee dragging a defender and getting 9 yards on a play that should have gotten nothing. We got to get to this, Charles, because it's pretty amazing. Mark Lopez, check the stats. 4.7 yards running on first down this season. 5.1 yards on wins. 4 on losses. See? Challenge accepted. He got it. Scar Patterson gets it this time on the QB sneak.
He could have rounded it up to 5 to make me look better.
He did say 5.1 on wins.
But he could have said 5. Just, he had to go to the third decimal point.
Listen, are you really complaining right now about Mark Lopez going through 12 games of first down yardage?
You got to keep him occupied. He's got a very busy brain.
Hand out to Logan Lee. Picks up 2. Vancouver awaiting their first-round opponent. They got the number 3 bye in the playoffs.
That's scary when you give Mark Lopez time to, in the laboratory.
Yeah, for sure. All those top 4 teams frothing at the mouth, waiting to see who they're going to play in the quarterfinal round of these playoffs. Hand off to Robert Johnson, and Johnson will make it another manageable third down, but Sin City's been in third down a lot. This is their 13th of the game.
I sound like a broken record. Go to your success from the season. Rely on that. Just been strong running, off tackle, up the middle.
3rd and 3. Handoff. Lee lost a yard in the backfield. Bryant James and William Patterson with the takedown, and I think they're out of field goal range. Gonna have to punt.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna punt foot, but we all know Franz has got a underfoot.
And his boot, not the best unless he gets a good bounce. Okay bounce.
And I do not like those running plays where they you go cross offensive line. It takes too long to develop.
Not what Logan Lee in the Samurai offense was looking for. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. 7-3. Adams on top of the Samurai. $103 viewers at the moment to start the wild card round of the season 24 playoffs. A toss, and that stood no chance. Kanye Rockefeller with the TFL, his second of the game.
I mean, Rockefeller is the type of player you can line him up at linebacker, inside, outside. I think you could probably put him at end, and he'd still be a monster.
That is the end of the third quarter of play. 2nd and 12 coming up for Albuquerque. It's 7-3 as we head to the fourth. Alongside Eddie Gage, Ron Haynes, Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. What a start to these playoffs, Charles.
I think in this fourth quarter especially, the motto is, catch the damn ball for the defense. You're going to need to.
No kidding. It's been a tough one out there. Pass this time caught by Kay Marion. Her first catch since feels like early in the second quarter. Moves the sticks.
It's good to keep her in the game and remind the defense that you've got Marion on your in your stables. But keep mixing it up and don't forget. Again, you don't want to forget, especially in the fourth quarter. You don't want to forget your tight end.
Okay, Marion 3 for 52. Toss play out to Justin Williams. Gets 6 yards. The lowest scoring playoff game in the 4K23 era actually involved this Sin City franchise. Canton blanked Baltimore 20-0, but 20 total points, the lowest scoring playoff game in this era. And right now we only have 10 on the board. 2nd and 4. After that 6-yard run from Justin, his second carry for 8 yards. This is Jason, and they mark a first down, and Sin City only has one challenge left. They might want to use it here.
Yeah, I don't think he made it. It was a generous spot.
Wow. And I wonder what if the decision, because if you use this challenge, you're out, right? And maybe they want to use it on something maybe more important. Taylor gets hung up. Nice job by Gary Burney. And the rest of that defensive front lost 2 yards.
Well, I mean, it also, maybe in an odd way, put some confidence on the defense that I'm not going to challenge this because I know you're going to stop them.
And Taylor was the one with that fumble, so technically the Williams brothers still have not fumbled. I think earlier in the game I said it was Justin. Jive, I don't know how he stood tall in there, and Jack Wall has a first down of the Sin City 44. That pocket just big enough for him to stand in.
I mean, talk about a last-second release, man, right out of danger. That pocket was just breaking apart. And delivered a pass just good enough, just accurate enough for Wall to bring it in.
Wow, 21-yard pickup, 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Sin City needs a stop. Can't give a touchdown here. That would be devastating. Jives pass for Wall, a little behind him, incomplete.
He's knocking at the 100 mark for yards so far. 8 yards away?
Yep. Second down. Jive to throw. Jive loads up, and
come
Wall
on, Wall.
dropped it again.
Wall hit you right in the pads. I mean, I credit to Jive, added a second to that play to allow the route to develop by taking that little side shift out of the pocket.
Jack Wall has not had a 100-yard game since August 10th, 2024. And his 4K23 era season high is 107, or game high is 107. 3rd down and 10. Jive needing an answer. It is caught at the 29-yard line, and that is Clarence Lee's first target and reception.
First reception in the playoffs for that rookie. Drafted in the first round, pick number 17. And I tell you, Cam, Jive looked like he was just, decided at the last minute, I think I'm just going to skip this rock. Turned around and threw it. I didn't know what the heck he was doing. His body was facing towards the sideline. Just turned around to did a sidearm at the last second and delivered a pretty decent pass.
5 of 10 in his last 10 throws, but 13 of 24 overall. This is Jason Williams down to the 19-yard line, and Albuquerque is starting to impose their will here on the Samurai. Sin City's got to get a stop.
Yeah, and this is, perfect for a perfect position here for the backfield of the Adams. Both those Williams brothers are big and strong and beefy. And man, at this point of the game, after being hit by them and that offensive line of the Adams, you're going to be sucking wind.
240 yards of offense for Albuquerque now. 2nd down and 1. 6:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Handoff to Taylor, dragged down. That's Mark Gronick with the stop. 3rd down and 2. Gronick's got his 7th tackle.
I think Sin City needs to stay aggressive here and keep Albuquerque from making this first down. It's not that bad if they walk away with the field goal, but you got to keep them out of the end zone.
Handoff, Jason Williams got it. 1st down, and the drive continues.
Why not? I mean, either the Williams, just pick your poison, hand it to them, and they've been effective all night.
13 for 53, nothing too flashy for Jason Williams tonight, but effective. 6:05 to go. Handoff, Taylor got 4.
Not bad. Not bad to come in there and get 4 when you're giving your star back a breather.
Time is ticking away. Sin City missed a field goal earlier in the game, otherwise it'd be 7-6. Both teams have had multiple opportunities at interceptions and have been unable to come down with them outside of the 2 times early on in the game Albuquerque was able to. Hand off Jason Williams. He's got nowhere to go. Eventually, Evan Lacey makes the tackle, and here comes the biggest 3rd down of the game.
Yep. I don't hate that play. Obviously, they didn't get the first down, but the big thing is it's eating up time, and that time is not Sin City's friend at this point.
Field goal keeps Sin City alive. 3rd down and 5. Jive, strong pocket, fires end zone, incomplete. That was Martin Jr. again, getting a paw on it. 4th down.
And a Wall again in the end zone. And the coverage was perfect, just sitting there. I mean, Bo Martin is just, making a ham sandwich in the end zone. And, that's dangerous.
This has been a little bit of a disappearing act by Wall here in the second half. He's dropped a few, covered pretty well on
the routes.
Yep.
It's the route. Those deep routes, they're going to kill him. If you got to get separation, off the line, but that separation only lasts so long.
Rob Ems, the former kicker for their opponent today, 16-play, 76-yard drive for Albuquerque, and the 3 scoring drives today, 11 for 70, 13 for 68, 15 for 77, and they've tallied nearly 14 minutes of game time, just those 3 scoring drives alone.
And Albuquerque's been keeping the 2-headed attack, or 3-headed if you include Cherry, of Johnson and Lee, having a really solid game. And now it's going to rest squarely on, at this point of the game, rest on Patterson's shoulder. I mean, he's done it. He's had the last 5 games, as I said at the start, he's been on fire, and now he needs to kind of draw on some of that fire and put some points on the board.
The longest offensive play of the game is 23 yards. That was a jive to Marion connection. The longest play for Sin City today is 21 yards. That's Bob Lung's only reception. Handoff to Logan Lee, breaks a tackle and gets 3. Wrapped up by Samuels, his 12th tackle of the day.
Now, I said this, and they'll probably run every play and get a touchdown. That's the way it works in the world of Doherty.
4:40 left. Definitely not in hurry-up time. It's just a one-score game. They pitch it to Lung. 3rd and 1 coming up. That's his 5th carry of the day.
I'm still going to maintain my comment. I'm still holding on to it tightly, Cam.
I think they run it here, right?
Of course.
3rd and short. Can they pick it up?
Straight up run. Nothing fancy.
The crowd getting behind the Adams. Handoff Lung, got it. 1st down. Carry number 6, 4:03 left.
Big run. But again, it's eating away time.
Man, these fans have never seen a loss in this building. And usually, Charles, it's not close. There's not many teams getting close to them. Chicago only lost by 9, but most teams, as Lee takes the pitch up to near midfield, most teams struggle to compete with them, and now we're going no huddle.
Yeah, that's smart.
2nd and 2. Patterson, oh, it's intercepted, taken away. Bryant James finally got his mitts on one.
And that was impressive. Had to go up in the air to bring that in. And I don't know who Scar was targeting on that play, but man, a lot of air that your strong safety got, and now they're in the driver's seat here, Cam. I mean, they just gotta not be too over aggressive, just kind of run it home and walk away with the win.
Targeting Steele, that was Bryant James' 22nd career interception and just his 3rd on the season. 3:30 left. Sin City's now in a real pickle as Williams picks up 3. The Samurai got to get off the field.
Definitely, and they've been aggressive. The defense of Sin City, I think they need to turn it up even more to try and create some type of turnover, interception, fumble, something.
Jack Wall, 4 catches on 6 targets in the first half, 2 for 6 in the second half. He's been the most targeted receiver if they get to a 3rd down, but that's going to be up to Sin City's defense right now. 7 in the box. 2nd down and 7. Handoff Taylor. Taylor dragging Rockefeller. 5-yard gain.
Run. I mean, 5 yards is pretty substantial at this point of the game, and you're putting your team at a manageable 3rd and 2. And, eating the clock away at 2:30. And, Sin City is right now, they're not going to say panic mode, but they're sweating.
Albuquerque with 2 fumbles in this game, but Sin City with 3 interceptions. Big 3rd down and 2 now for Albuquerque. They're 5 of 10 today. They are not in field goal range, so Sin City could keep this a 7-point game if they can get a stop. They got to hurry up and snap this ball with 1 on the play clock. That's a 1st down. Fenimore gets the blocks he needs. 2 minutes to go.
Oh, huge. That was a huge 1st down. Sin City needed to stop them.
10-3 Albuquerque, and they are 1 first down away from putting this away, getting their first playoff win as an SFL franchise. And moving on to the quarterfinals to take on an opponent to be determined. The bracket reseeds after the wild card round. Handoff. Williams hit after a gain of 3. Timeout Samurai.
There's still a chance. Just got to stay aggressive. I don't expect Albuquerque to do anything too aggressive at this point. So kind of plays into the hands of turning it up and trying to cause some sort of turnover.
It would be a 50-yard field goal from here. That is Rob Ems's long this season. He is a perfect 22 of 22. The handoff goes to Jason Williams. He gets down to about the 31. 3rd down and 5. This is it.
is definitely it. And I like their aggression. I like the play calling on the defensive side. And curious to see what Albuquerque does on this one. If they pass it, it could be a dagger. It could also be a death knell for them if they give the ball back to Sin City.
They also get it 2 scores if they get a field goal on the board. They're going to run it. Jason Williams got a first down and more. 15, 10, broken tackle. Albuquerque with the touchdown.
That was the run of the night to seal it, I believe. Good blocking up front, but right when he got past the line, it was all Williams. Strength, finesse, power, everything in one package, taking it down the field, putting 6 points on the board, and putting Albuquerque in the win column, I believe.
Jason Williams with a Marshawn Lynch-esque beast mode run down the stretch of a game in the wild card round. It just felt like it, didn't it? And for Jason Williams, that was his longest run of the season, 31 yards.
And that's when if you're going to pull it out, Cam, you want to pull it out in the playoffs. That was beautiful. That is a highlight film. If he's interviewing for a job or a promotion or more money for Albuquerque, you just cue up that run. Say, pay me more.
Now, it's still not over. I almost pulled out the nail in the coffin line, but Sin City has a timeout. They're down 2 scores. They need a touchdown as quickly as possible and then recover the onside kick. You just never know, but they're up against it now.
I mean, we did see, a crazy earth-shattering run by Albuquerque, and we hadn't seen a ton of that tonight, so maybe we'll see something on the Sin City side that we haven't seen tonight.
Here we go. Scar Patterson, 10 of 19. He has probably had his worst game, Charles, he's had in the last 6 weeks. 10 of 19, 3 picks, no touchdowns, 129 yards, 1:40 on the clock. Patterson back to throw, and the 2 receivers ran into each other.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the good news is they stopped the clock. I mean, that's the only thing you can take out of that play.
Man, tough day. Albuquerque, pretty much guaranteed they'll be on the road next week in the playoffs. Actually, it is guaranteed. They'll be taking on one of the top 4 teams, so it's going to be a much tougher task as that pass incomplete to Dillapre. 3rd and 10, but at least they made it.
Yeah, I mean, big. I mean, let's see what Scar does here on this play. The secondary of Albuquerque hasn't been giving up anything mid to deep all night.
15th, 3rd down. Longest pass of the day, 21 yards. Patterson rolling out. Has a lot of time, fires down the field. There's a penalty. Oh. It's a PI and a first down.
Woo. Getting a little aggressive. I think they've been letting them play all night, and they locked it in on that play, moving the ball. Now that there's still a little life left in Sin City.
Spot foul for a hand check, Charles.
Yeah, that was Bryant was. He'll put the index finger on the wide receiver. I mean, that was not a.
They got him on a grab, but it didn't look like it impeded the route.
Not at all.
He definitely had the hand out there grabbing him, but it looked like Dillapre was fine. That's a big break for the Samurai. Patterson drops to throw. That's caught by Carroll to the 26-yard line. Timeout, Sin City. They are now out.
Okay. This is starting to get interesting, Cam. This is starting to get interesting. They're getting to, I don't know if it's because the defense is giving it to them by backing up in deep coverage, but seeing some stuff out of Sin City, like we haven't seen so far.
Carroll, 9 receptions this season. He leads the team with 3 today. 2 by 2. Patterson drops to throw, and in double coverage, it's incomplete. It almost looked like he knew.
It was not double coverage, Cam. That was quadruple coverage.
He predetermined that
nice.
throw. He was not open.
You're being nice.
2nd down. Not the best read from Scar. 1:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Samurai hanging on by a thread here in Albuquerque. Patterson on a check down. Lee breaks a tackle. Lee gets up to the 19-yard line. They'll have to go.
It's good effort there by Lee. Turned something out of nothing.
Yeah, I don't hate it. If you're going to throw a check down to anybody, it's going to be Logan Lee. Patterson's pass caught for a first down. Lee out of the backfield down to the 7-yard line.
Keep going. I like what you're doing.
First and goal. Spike. 53 seconds left. Second and goal. I think that's probably their smart play right there, right, Charles? You need the clock more than the down.
Yeah, they've got one, maybe 2 plays to score here. Give them something that's, somewhat reasonable if they get the onside kick, a time standpoint.
Yep. Second and goal. Need it now. Sin City for their first touchdown of the game. Scar back of the end zone, knocked away. That is Jack Napier with the swat, third down.
I think this is their last shot. They got to score here.
It's good coverage.
Great coverage. Holy smokes by Napier. Look at that.
He even had to reach back to knock that out of the back of the end zone. This is the 17th third down of the day for Sin City. They've just been in it entirely too much. All things considered, though.
Let's go ahead, I'm sorry.
9 of 16. Third and goal. Roll. Patterson got protection. Tipped by Napier. Fourth and goal.
They're running these routes, Cam, that are not, conducive to be at this point, this location on the field, I think.
It's tough when you get down.
It's hard for the route to develop, and when it does, it's, it gives the defense. I mean, the defense is sitting back there like, having a picnic in the end zone. They know they're throwing in the end zone, so you got to be quick.
Fourth and goal. Albuquerque's got 4 different players standing in the end zone right now. Bob Lung goes in motion. Crowd loudest they've been all day. Jornada del Muerto trying to get to 13-0. Patterson, end zone, knocked away. Albuquerque's going to the quarterfinals.
The defensive coordinator, Joshua Williams, together a masterful playbook tonight. Hold Sin City to 3 points. I mean, that is amazing. The way that Sin City's been playing, hats off to Williams. He put together a heck of a playbook.
The least points scored by Sin City in franchise history, tying a game in season 20 where they only got 3 up against Denver. Ironically, that game was also very low scoring, 12-3. This one, 17-3. Albuquerque getting the win, tying the lowest scoring playoff game in the 4K23 era. And moving on into the quarterfinals, they are still undefeated in Albuquerque, a perfect 13-0, but they'll be on the road next week against an opponent to be determined, but they have to be very proud of the way that they played this game today. Very composed, Charles. They had a couple of turnovers, a couple kind of fluke plays, really, but they stood strong and survived the Samurai.
I mean, I'd say the Albuquerque offense was steady. It was like 2 professional heavyweight boxers boxing it out. In the 9th round, they had that knockout blow with the run by Williams for the touchdown. I think the key was that defense for Albuquerque. I mean, they were aggressive on the line, and they shut down a formidable running attack by Sin City. They kept them to modest numbers, and they just kind of didn't let Scar Patterson do what he does best. I mean, forced him to throw 3 interceptions. They sacked him a couple of times, and it was just, I'm going to say it again, it was a masterful defensive game book by Joshua Williams.
My player of the game is Neil Rivers. He basically kept Albuquerque believing that they could get it done with his exceptional play in the first half. Just got to give him a shout out for that. But who's your player of the game, Charles?
I would agree, Neil Rivers, but I'd also give a shout out to Samuels, the outside linebacker with 10 tackles, and Bryant Jr. and Bryant James with the interceptions as well.
Albuquerque 17, Sin City 3. The Samurai will be back. Great season. Their first in Las Vegas, and Albuquerque continues their ascension. 7-5 last season, didn't win in the playoffs. 8-4 this season, got their first playoff win. They're headed to the quarters. For Eddie Gage and Ron Haynes, who did an excellent job for us on stats today, Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Coming up in 57 minutes' time, it's the Denver Nightwings back in the playoffs, hosting the Bossier City Steamers with Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith on the call. From all of us at the SFL, we'll see you then. Have a great night.